Hi everyone, it's Jenny here with another Hatha yoga flow. Today I am going to have everybody start laying on their backs. So we're going to start laying back and just kind of find a nice comfortable spot. Let your back body relax. Make sure there's mat behind you. Let our shoulders relax. And we're going to keep our feet flat to the mat. Maybe walk them out as wide as our mat and rest the knees together like tent poles. So let our low back kind of flatten into the mat. Find our center here. Nice comfortable spot for our head. And we're going to start with our breath here in these first few moments of our practice. Just trying to cultivate that nice big breath that we want to take with us throughout our practice. So we're going to take nice big inhales, filling the belly, letting our chest rise and expand. A nice, slow, complete exhale, drawing the belly button in toward the spine. And we're going to keep that nice, slow flow of breath right there. In through our nose and out through our nose. Maybe we let our eyes close. And just really focusing on the in and out of our breath. Let everything else go. Noticing maybe in our bodies where we might be holding on to any tension. Relaxing our jaw. Softening the forehead. And then maybe in this moment here, we start to set our positive intention. Something that we may need off of our mat. Some happy, some calm. Reminding ourselves, I am safe. I am calm. I am healthy. I am strong. All great positive intentions to have in this moment. Something that's personal to you. We're going to take one more long breath in and out. And then we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest. Give ourselves a nice squeeze here. And then release just our right leg down along the mat. Lengthen it out, hugging the left knee in nice and snug. And then we'll release that left leg and bring the right knee up and in. Now we'll bring both of our feet flat to the mat. We're going to set up for some bridge here. So walk our heels close in towards the bottom. Palms face our side. Face the mat down along our sides. And we're going to find a lift here. Press through the feet. Lifting those hip points. Lifting up towards the ceiling. Let the shins press towards the front of our mat. And find space here between the chin and the chest. Just a gentle bridge lift to start here. We're going to take a little flow. Lowering back to the mat, nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time. And then use our inhale to lift back up into our bridge. Exhale and lower. Just a few more rounds, just like that. Keeping with our breath. Filling the belly and then emptying out as we lower. Feeling as though maybe we had a block between our inner thighs. We're going to take one more round of breath here. And then take those knees up over the hips. our calves parallel to the mat here, and hands come behind our head. Keep the elbows out wide here. We're going to start a little yogi bicycle. So take our inhale and exhale, right elbow across towards that left knee, and extend that right leg out. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the other side. We're going to keep that flow right there with our breath. It is enough to go slow at this pace, connecting with our breath. That's all the first part of our practice is about, connecting with our breath. We're going to take one more on each side. Then we'll rest our head and hug our knees in. Take a nice cleansing breath in and out. And we're going to grab a hold of the backside of our thighs and give ourselves a rock up. And we're going to take this into our boat. So grounding down through our sit bones, we can start with our feet flat to the mat. Relax our shoulders. Send the arms long out in front. Taking a slight lean to create that C with the spine. We can come to our toes. Maybe we stay right here and it's enough. Or we can let our feet leave the mat. Finding our balancing point here, we can always bring hands behind the thighs. But notice the difference turning on the core when we let go of the hands. Now as an option here, I'm going to offer us a little bit of flow, kind of warming up, firing up our core here. So extending the legs, letting the arms come out wide, and then coming right back into that boat. Opening up wide, and then bringing it back up. This is boat to canoe. Just an option for a few rounds here, either that or we're holding our boat. One more. Back up into our boat and release the feet flat. Big inhale, lengthen up. Exhale and round over the legs. Reach toward the toes, round the upper back, and let the belly go. And we're going to come over into hands and knees on our table. So swing our legs around. We're going to meet in our table. And in our table, we want our fingers spread wide. We want the tops of our feet to the mat, knees right underneath our hips. Wrists and shoulders are stacked. And then we're going to take this into some cat and cow. So with an inhale, turn the tailbone up, shine the heart center forward, and lift the head. And then for our cow, we'll round the upper back, press through the palms, and look towards the belly button. And inhale for cow, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the head. And exhale for cat, press through the palms, round the upper back. And we'll keep that flow right there with our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Really warming up the spine here for the work to come. And one more round of each here, really finding what feels good here in this exaggerated movement. And we'll meet back at our neutral table. We're going to turn this into some spinal balance. So we'll extend right arm and left leg Opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to feel our hips squaring down towards the mat. It's going to turn on our core, reaching and pressing through the heel. Flex that back foot. For a few flows here, we're going to drive knee and elbow together underneath. Inhale, reach and extend back out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Let them meet together underneath if they can. Squeezing that air out, pressing into the mat, anything that's touching the mat. We have one more here on this side. Back to our neutral table. Settle into that neutral, and then we'll take it to the other side. Left arm, right leg, extend. Find that press through that back heel, reach through the fingertips. Maybe we settle our gaze straight down to the mat, so we have that nice long neutral spine from the crown of our head straight back through our tailbone. And then we find that flow when we're ready. Exhale together, knee and elbow. Inhale and reach. Exhale together. Keep that flow right there. We're going to take just one more here on the side. And back to our neutral. Turn this into child's pose. Keep the big toes together. Open the knees, maybe as wide as the mat, and press the bottom back toward the heels. Walk the arms out long. Let our forehead rest. Softening our heart center here. Taking a few cleansing breaths in and out. Now would be a perfect time to grab water if you needed it, before I really get into the flowing movements of our practice coming up. Anytime we need a break, this child's pose is where we can be. Now from here, we're going to help our knees together underneath us and walk the arms back out long. And maybe take the palms as wide as the mat so that when we pull forward, we can take this to kneeling plank. Stack the wrists and shoulders. We're on an incline and we're going to lower just halfway down. Wrap the elbows in close to the ribs, lower that halfway. Inhale and press straight back up. And exhale back towards the heels. We have 3 more rounds just like that. Inhale it forward. Exhale, lead with the chest as we lower. Inhale to press up and exhale it back. We've got 2 more rounds just like that. Last one, connect with our breath, each movement. Now once we've completed that last round, we're going to turn it into downward facing dog. Curl our toes and lift our hips. We can have a generous bend in the knees. Lift the hip creases up, tailbone towards the sky, and then we might start to pedal out the feet here, one heel towards the mat than the other. Finding those shoulder blades melting out to the sides. Keep the fingers spread wide and claw through the fingertips here and ground through each knuckle to relieve some of that stress off of the wrists. Now once we're in this down dog position, we're going to lift our right leg high. And then we might open up the hip here, bending the knee, sending the toe behind us. Trying to shine that right kneecap towards the ceiling. And then square the hips and drop that foot back to the mat. We're going to take it to the other side. Lift that left leg high. And then maybe we open up the hips here, just bend the knees and the toes to drip behind, keeping the press through the palms. Squaring the hips, left foot comes back to the mat. Now taking that same lift with that right leg, we're going to drive this knee across the body towards that left wrist. And then we're going to send it up and back. And then knee towards wrist. Maybe we get a little higher and it's up towards that elbow. And then lift it up and back. One more, across the body. We'll lift up and back. Now this time we're going to take that knee underneath us as we hinge forward and drop the knee to the mat. Almost like we're in that table position with that left leg extended. We're going to open to gate pose. Let the left hand reach to the sky. Turn so that we're on the inner edge of our foot there, pressing through that right hand into the mat. Left hand comes back to the mat. We're going to take it back to a downward facing dog and take it to the other side. So left leg lifts high. Left knee towards right wrist rather, cross the body, and then take it up and back. Maybe we get a little higher with the knee and it comes up towards the elbow. Squeeze, press the mat away, up and back, and across the body. We're going to take just one more here. Send it up and back. We're going to find that gate pose on this side. Bring that knee underneath. Drop that knee to the mat. Almost like we're in that table pose with the right leg extended. Right hand leaves the mat. Rotate it open. Come to the inner side of that right foot. Fingertips longing up towards the ceiling. And then that hand comes back to the mat. Back to downward facing dog. Take one last breath here. And then we'll take that walk to meet our hands at the top of our mat and hang in some ragdoll. Maybe it's a dripping forward. So really letting our knees bend. Maybe our chest wants to rest on the thighs. We might hold opposite elbows. Give our head a shake yes and a shake no. Really surrendering here, letting go. Letting go of any junk we're holding on to. Leave it on our mats. Breathe in that positive intention we set at the start. Breathing in love and calm and happy. And on our next inhale, nice and slow, we're going to come all the way back up. Take our time here. All the way, rolling, rolling, until we're back standing tall. Now we're going to step wide on our mats for some moonflowers. So we're going to step out wide, turn the toes out slightly and the heels in. And then we're going to find a little squat here. Knees are going to point out toward our toes, elbows into our rib cage. Some moonflowers here. Inhale, straighten everything out, reach it high. Exhale, pull it all back in and sink down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Keep that flow right there with our breath. One more. Inhale and exhale. We're going to transition these into our sunflowers. Big inhale, still the same. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge forward, flat back, scooping motion. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, hinging forward, scooping. And take that flow right there with our breath. Strong legs, strong foundation through the feet. One more. Inhale and exhale. We're going to meet back up with that inhale. And just let the arms float down. And then we can either step or maybe hop our feet together. We're going to meet at the top of our mats here for some chair. Let our toes face the top of our mat. Hinging at the top of our legs. We're going to hinge and then bend our knees. So the knees should be behind our toes here. Take a peek at them. Feet can be maybe hip distance apart, or maybe the legs want to be glued together. Hands to the heart, relax those shoulder blades back and down. Or if we want that work in the arms, extend the arms. Try to get the biceps to reach up by the ears. But keep those shoulder blades relaxed down the back. Pausing here, just a few breaths. One last breath here. We're going to turn it right into our sun salutation. Taking our inhale to press through the feet, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold, swan, dive it down, lead with the heart. Inhale, half backwards, shaped like an L, nice and long through the spine. Exhale and fold. Hands come to the mat. We can bend the knees to get there. Send that right foot back. And then our left back for down dog. Pulling forward into a plank or kneeling plank. We'll lower all the way to the mat. Let the elbows stay squeezing in by the rib cage. And then we'll scoop the chest up for cobra. Ground through the pelvis. Curling our toes. Strong press through the palms. Come back up into our plank. And then back into downward facing dog. Right foot stepping forward towards the top. And then our left meets it and we fold. Big inhale all the way back up. Exhale, heart center. One more round, just like that. Inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, forward fold, swan, dive it down. Inhale, half back. Exhale and fold. Hands come to the mat. This time step the left foot back. And then our right for down dog. Pull forward into our plank or our kneeling plank. And come all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow. Find control there. Big inhale. Scoop the chest up. Curl the toes. Pressing into our plank and then back to down dog. Left foot stepping forward towards the top. And then our right meets it and we fold. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale, heart center. Pause here, take one full breath. We're going to move this right into our warrior series. So from the top of our mat, step our right foot back. We're going to send it back and set up warrior one. Ground through our back foot. Maybe turn the toes in on an angle, square our hips forward towards the top of our mat and bend into that front knee. Mindful that that knee stays right on top of the ankle. Arms sweep high when we're ready. Relax the shoulder blades. Soft focus. Keeping our breath. Releasing our hands behind us. We can interlace the fingers. Feel the squeeze of the shoulder blades together behind, and then press the knuckles away, opening up our heart center. Take a big inhale. Exhale and bow forward. Leading with the heart. We might just come forward a little. We might come so that the belly rests, or maybe we make it all the way down and the shoulder rests. But wherever we are, just let the head hang. If it feels awkward to get lift up out of the arms here, we can keep that rest towards the low back, but keep pressing the knuckles away from us. Coming all the way back up. Release the hands, send them high back to warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm behind us. Adjust that back foot. Let the back foot come more parallel to the back of the mat. We keep bending into that front knee. Active arms in each direction. Maybe we want to check the back arm. Make sure that back arm is nice and even with the shoulder. Flipping our front hand over, we'll reach out and then up, reverse it. Light touch on that back leg. Reaching up and over. This is more about that stretch we feel through the rib cage than about how far back we get on the leg. Back to those warrior two arms for side angle. Let that left forearm cross our thigh. Right arm reaches high. Now we're going to start a little flow from this side angle back to our reverse warrior. So take an inhale and sweep that left arm high, reverse it. Exhale, side angle, forearm crosses the thigh. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. Exhale, side angle. We're going to take 2 more rounds just like this. Inhaling up. Exhale, side angle. 1 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Taking our inhale, we're going to come back to that reverse. And then we'll just straighten out that front leg, reverse triangle. Maybe turn our gaze up towards the sky. Taking this into triangle, let that left hand come forward. Reach as far forward towards the top of our mat as we can. And then anchor that left hand to our left leg. Maybe it's the shin. Let that right arm reach high. If we're using a block, we could have a block here instead of anchoring to our leg. So wherever we feel most supported, we want to feel like we're being pressed between 2 panes of glass. Let that chest kind of lean back so that we're in line with the leg here. Fire up that core. Coming all the way back up. Use the core to lift all the way back up. Put a bend back in that front knee. And we're going to turn this into our high lunge. So pivot on that back foot. Swing forward into our high lunge. Maybe we've got to hop that back foot in. So wiggle our feet around wherever we want to be here for our high lunge. If being on the ball of our foot in the back is too much, drop the back foot down. Make it warrior one. Arms are high. Take a nice full breath here. We're going to turn this into our balance challenge. So maybe we spring forward through that back foot, spring forward, and then settle it back down. So just a little exploring here for these first few. Spring forward, and then settle it back. So maybe we do 2 more, trying to just find our balance here on that front foot as we straighten out the leg and then settle back. On this next one, maybe we can hold, floating forward, fingertips reaching back. Maybe those toes are barely off the mat. Or maybe we're almost creating that T with the body. Now nice and slow, bring this right knee all the way up center. All the way up. And then maybe we can grab it and give it a hug in. A little closer. Press strong through that left foot. Woo! Now we'll release this right foot. We're going to send this right foot around behind the left. Come onto the ball of our foot. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see fully where I am. Ball of the right foot, heels lifted. Little bend in both knees. Take that left hand to our hip, and the right arm is going to reach up and over. Feeling that stretch all the way down our side, all the way maybe even into our hip. Right arm comes all the way up, soften it down, unwind the legs. From the top of our mat, take a big inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, our half back. Exhale and fold. Hands come to the mat. We're going to step the right foot back. Hold here. We can either keep that knee off the mat or drop the knee as we open to twist. Right hand stays. Left hand reaches high. Twisting. Left hand comes down, and we're going to step the left foot back into our downward facing dog. Press back, a place where we can stay. Or maybe we want the flow coming forward into plank or kneeling plank, all the way down to the mat so we can scoop up into our cobra. And an exhale, we all meet back in downward facing dog for a few resting breaths here. And we can take those same resting breaths down in our child's pose. Truly, whatever feels like a break here. Another chance for water. Whatever we need in this space before we get to the other side. One more round of breath wherever we are. When we're ready, we're going to meet back in our downward facing dog. So meeting in down dog. We're going to lift that right leg high like our three-legged dog. Look to the top of our mat and drive that right foot forward towards the top. We're setting up our warrior one on the other side. Drop our back foot down on an angle. Strong foundation, come all the way up. Warrior one. Relax our shoulder blades. Settle in here on the side. Feeling that opening up in the hip here, the squaring of the hips forward, the bend in that front knee. All those subtle movements that make up this pose. Now release the hands behind us. We'll interlace the fingers. Feel a squeeze of the shoulder blades, the press of the knuckles away. Big inhale. Exhale and bow forward, humble warrior. Wherever we want to be here, strong back leg. Keep pressing through that back foot. All the way back up. Release the hands. Send them high. Inhaling up. Exhale, warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm behind us. Adjust that back foot. Maybe wiggle that front foot so that's more towards the middle of the mat. Active arms. Notice if our shoulders creep up towards our ears. Just let them settle down. Flipping our front hand over, we'll reach out and then up, reverse it. Light touch on our back leg. Breathing through our rib cage here. Back to those warrior two arms for side angle. Right forearm crosses the thigh, left arm high. Open up the chest here. We're going to find our flow. Inhaling as we sweep the right arm high back to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhaling, reverse it. Exhale, side angle. We're going to take just 2 more flows, just like that. We're going to meet back with the reverse. Take a big inhale, hold that reverse, and then straighten out that front leg. Reverse triangle. Hold here, 1 long breath, and then we're going to turn it into our triangle. So take that right arm forward. Reach as far forward as we can, and then anchor the hand to our leg, and left arm reaches high. We can be as high up as our thigh, maybe down by the shin. Maybe we're using our block. Notice if we tend to stick the bottom out and dump forward. Send the chest back in line with the tailbone tucked underneath us. Activate that core. Hug the low ribs in. Using the core, we're going to come all the way back up. Put a bend back in that knee. We're going to send it to our high lunge. Pivot on that back foot. Maybe it's our warrior one, wherever we're comfortable. Wiggle the feet around. Find that just right stance in our lunge. Knee over ankle in the front here. Relax our jaw. Find a strong foundation through that front foot. So maybe we spread the toes a little wide. So we're going to start that flow here into our balance. Spring forward through that back foot. Come forward. Then settle it back down. So take a few times here to really settle into that balance of the front foot. Straighten out that right leg. Send the chest forward. Maybe 1 more. And we really find that foundation. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we notice that one side is completely different than the other. And that is natural, friends. Now, nice and slow, we're going to bring this left knee all the way up. Grab hold if we can and hug it in a little bit closer. Press strong through that right foot. And then we'll release this left foot behind the right. Swing it around behind. I'm going to turn again so you can see me and where we want to be. So right toes face forward. We're on the ball of our foot behind. Little bend in both knees. Right hand on the hip. Left arm up and over. Take that left hand up and soften it down. Unwind the legs. Now from the top, we're going to inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale and fold. Hands to the mat. We're going to step the left foot back and pause. We're going to be in our lunge, so we're on the ball of our foot, or maybe we've dropped the knee. Plant that left palm. We're going to twist it. Right arm reaches high. Right hand comes back. Step that right foot back. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Again, we can pause here and stay. Or we can find our flow through if we want the work. Come forward into that plank. Come down and into our cobra. Big inhale, scoop it up. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Nice cleansing breath in. And sigh it out. Relax that jaw. Now soften those knees down to the mat. We're going to walk the hands in and come up on our knees for some camel. So camel is our back bend here. We're going to find some support with our palms. Take the palms behind us. Fingers are going to face down. We can have the toes curled or uncurled, really whatever feels best on the knees here. And if you have a blanket you want to put underneath the knees, then we can be there. Take our inhale as we lengthen the spine straight up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then exhale as we hinge from the top of our legs up. Feel the support of our hands here. Try not to release our head completely. If it feels better, maybe we tuck the chin. Or keep that nice and neutral gaze up towards the ceiling. Like we're trying to shine our heart center straight up towards the ceiling. And if we know how to go there and we want to take this one step further, we could reach for the heels. But if we don't want to be there today, then we can stay right here. Coming all the way back up center. We're going to round over the legs. Bring the chest toward the thighs. Let the hands drip by our sides. Forehead dripping towards the mat. Coming all the way up, we're going to take a nice, easy seated position. So come swing the legs around in front. We're going to take our legs out wide. So let the legs open up wide into a wide V position. Let our feet be flexed, toes facing up towards the ceiling. Sitting up nice and tall. Maybe we even take the hands behind us to help ourselves sit up tall. Relax those shoulders. And if this is as far as we want to go today, then we can stay right here. Or we're going to fold. Take an inhale and sweep high. Exhale and fold forward. Let the hands rest wherever they come is just perfect. Maybe take our gaze towards the mat. Softening our chest with each exhale. Finding length in our spine with each inhale. Hands walking back in toward us. We're going to help the legs back together and then rock back onto our mats. So make sure we have mat behind us as we rock back. Hug our knees in. And once we settle in here, we can give ourselves that little gentle rocking motion side to side. Really just settling in here. Releasing our right leg down along the mat. We'll lengthen it out and just let it rest. Keep the left knee in. We're going to twist it. Take this knee across the body. Let the hips roll. Maybe the toes touch down. Now extend that left arm out and look over towards the left. Trying to keep our breath as full as we can here in our twist. Take that knee back up center, lengthen it out, and we'll take it to the other side. Bring that right knee in, hug it in close, and then take it across the body. Toes might touch down to the floor. Right arm extends out. Look towards the right in the opposite direction of that leg. Knee coming back up center. We're going to bring the other knee in to meet it, and then open up for a little happy baby here. Open up the knees, grab hold either our ankles or the bottoms of our feet. Send the bottoms of the feet to face the ceiling. And again, in true happy baby fashion, we can get that rock side to side. Really some massaging of our spine here. Maybe we tuck the chin a little and let the shoulder blades settle into the mat and get that massage too. And we'll help those knees back together. Give ourselves a last squeeze here. Maybe we lift the head up off the mat toward the knees and hug ourselves nice and tight. Give ourselves that giant squeeze. And release the head. Release our feet back flat to the mat. Then maybe here, instead of our traditional Shavasana, although we can go there, we open our feet out wide like we started our practice, and let our knees rest together like tent poles. Flattens out the low back. Let our hands just release. Close our eyes. Finding a spot here where we can be still, where we can remind ourselves of our positive intention. Relaxing the jaw. Softening the lines on our forehead. Let everything just melt away here. And we can stay here as long as we feel we need to. Or maybe we don't have that privilege and we're only here for 30 seconds. But make every moment here count. Maybe we start to wiggle the fingers, gentle wiggle of the toes. Like I said, we can be here as long as we please. But if we've had enough, we can kind of roll over onto our sides here in a nice little fetal position. Give ourselves that moment of thanks for being here on our mats, making ourselves a priority here in this moment. And when we're ready, we'll come up into a nice, easy seated position. Bring our hands to heart center. We'll inhale our arms up, going beyond ourselves. Exhale as we open ourselves up and give it all away to the world and everyone in it. And by that one simple act, we'll scoop back up the benefits, the gifts, and the blessings the world has to offer us, and we'll tuck them gently into our heart and be at peace. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.